It's a bit late. It's 2 p.m. actually, not really morning, but this is technically my morning channel. We're painting today. What are we painting? I don't know. I just wanted to, it is such a hassle to get my paint supplies out. I have so much. I have an absurd amount of painting supplies. I have this whole little heavy box full of paintbrushes and some paint, and I've got this whole bunch of acrylics. Yeah, all of my painting supplies together is heavy and cumbersome and annoying to get out, which is why I never do it. I don't paint very often anymore, but I really wanted to, for a stream, so we are going to do that anyway. Actually, what we'll probably end up doing is bringing our canvas out here to paint and then showing you guys afterwards, or maybe showing you the beginning of it, because I actually tend to paint on like my knee as if I were drawing or something. Let's see, what colors do we want to use? I have no real idea what we're painting. I'm not inspired or anything particular today. I just want to paint something. I also have my own music playing in the background today. You might want to look into playing your own music as well. Sorry about the fan noise in the background, but I need it. It is so hot in my room. And I also don't look the most gorgeous today because my hair has to be up in a bun for this. Partially due to temperature and partially just due to convenience of your hair not falling in your face while you're trying to paint. Fades to black. I'm trying to mostly just grab my paints that actually have stuff in them, as a lot of my acrylics are pretty close to empty, to be completely honest. Rabbit holes, you must dream until they don't. Lost their mind a while ago. Alrighty. What brush should I use? Do something small for the background. Usually I wouldn't, but I kind of want to stretch this out a bit, so I'll probably use a small brush for it. So use a small brush for it so it takes a bit more time, and maybe the background will end up looking a lot more detailed. I'm not going to paint anything realistic. That kind of just is like the antithesis to my painting. All of my paintings are very abstract. Alice, don't you know Wonderland was all up? You know you should go. Okay, that is much more skin color than I thought it was. We might do some combinations there. Colors that we're using, I'll just kind of let you know as I put them on my palette, and I'll tell you as I use them. So we used Portrait Pink, which makes sense that it's very skin color. It seems like it's for portraits. And Brilliant Red. Also, my Brilliant Red is a watercolor, but I will not be using it as such. I can just use it as a regular paint. Taste of my brain. Okay, it's yours anyway. I'm gonna use some orange. We might mix that up with our red a bit. And again, it's watercolor. And you can't really see because they're small, but my thicker ones with the gray, they're all watercolor. Like a river, take my bones away and run down to my liver. And I am in pain. Okay, I probably want some yellow too. We've got some right here, primary yellow. Devices must be made. Never seen me say is that I'm tired of living. I'll do is I'll kind of show you my intention a bit here. I'm just gonna kind of put colors on it, and so we'll start with something like this. They're watercolors, so they don't show up super great. And we'll do some mixing. And I'll tell you how this starts to look throughout. Talking topics. So I did write down a couple of things that I noticed when I was at work yesterday. I could tell you a bit about my relationship with one of my coworkers, who I will call Daly. Daly was my crew trainer. So I work at McDonald's, and he is the one who trained me how to use the cash register and things like that. He's a pretty goofy guy. He's kind of fun. He knows a lot about like the rules and regulations, and he's kind, and all of the regulars really like him. And so I liked him quite a bit as my trainer too. But the longer I work here, the more I realize he is the corporate equivalent of a teacher's pet. Which in a work environment is not the most fun. Yeah, so to be entirely honest, I'm not much of a fan anymore. He has a lot of... He doesn't try to be direct about it either. He'll like passively try to point out when people are not following the general rules or regulations. And it just is... I think I have too many things going on. I think I'm going to turn off my music. I'm having a hard time engaging. I've been kind of having a bit of a hard time engaging in streams. It's a bit easier with games that have more like attention grabbing things in them, because I can just talk about that. I can just talk about the game and what I think about it and how I feel about it. But I'm not playing a game right now, so I'm struggling to come up with conversation topics, even though I did come in here kind of like knowing I was gonna try to talk about work. I actually really like the way these colors are going together. Except for the green that used to dry on this paintbrush. Not a fan of that. That red just got super bold. Let's pull out some of this to mellow that out a bit. Of course, as soon as I say, oh, I really like the, whoa! Oh, I see what happened there. It's not the paint from the brush. It's the paint from my palette. Okay, we can work with this. We can incorporate green in. I didn't want to, and I think it has decreased how pretty this painting has been significantly, and I wish I had shown it in its prime, but okay, with some blending, we can smooth this out. This is how it looks right now. This big green splotch was very much not intentional, and I'm very much not a fan of it. We'll see what we can do about it. Let's do a bit more over here, and also some bit more of the red. Let's try to mix them up a bit, and kind of... Okay, we'll need to add some of this same green travesty into like up here to make it look intentional. I'll lean into it a bit. Okay, now let's continue with this little orange adventure we're going on. Get the green out of there. Keep this green away from my orange, okay? I'm excited about the orange. Do not want you ruining it. I am a very amateur painter. I'm wondering if there are any very amateur painters out there in the comments. a lot of the painters I see and stuff online are all painters who have a very fair amount of talent, you know? Like, they already really know what they're doing by the time they try to, like, make a platform. Which makes sense, you know? People generally don't go to videos to watch amateurs paint, but I also kind of feel like that's something that we could use a bit more of. Is just people who are passionate about something, but not great at it yet, kind of showing their journey. I'm trying to do that a bit here. This doesn't blend super great. Let's add a bit more of this, a bit more of that. Let's try to smooth this little gap out a bit more. A bit more red, orange. So here's what we've got so far. I think it looks better in person than it does on screen, but we're just gonna go from there. I'm thinking of transitioning into a bit more green, so we're gonna grab Viridian Hue here, and oh wow, this one's also watercolor. Doesn't look super pretty coming out, though it should be kept in mind that none of these paints have been opened in like over a year. This is the watercolor and it has like leaf green. It's a bit brighter. There we go. No guarantee I'll use leaf green. It might be too bright for what I'm going for. And some blues too. Whoa! Whoa! What was that? And we have some ultramarine. I'm going to add in to try and smooth out those greens a bit. Okay, let's see if we can do a smooth transition into this from like our orangish yellow to our greens. Okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for more yellow for sure, because we don't have that much in it. It's pretty hard to see that. Okay. Do we have white to do some shading? I use my white and my black the most, which shouldn't be a surprise. I'm sure lots of artists use white and black the most, but it does come with the unfortunate drawback of, man, do you not have a lot of stuff to use for shading? Okay. I don't think yellow ochre is a very good one. Okay, we'll just continue with this bright yellow. I don't know how well we can transition this into green, though. Well, let's give it a try. If you don't try, you'll never know whether you can succeed. Oh, you know, I think we've got something. It's a bit bright, but there we go. We do have a bit of transitioning happening there. Go for me. Success. Okay, let's try to mix in the other green a bit here because it's looking a bit... Ooh, and that green is much darker. Let's see what we can do. Oh, hell yeah. Use a bit more yellow here. Oh, that's a lot of yellow. But I think we can use that to smooth this. And then let's do a bit more yellow orange. Here to emphasize that transition of that. What I'm doing to get like the kind of unique colors that we have mixed up on here is that I'm dipping one side of my brush into one color and the other side into another, and then I'm going back and forth. And I think it looks very nice. Okay, let's mix in some blue with our green from here. Oh, and I have not washed my brush the whole time. That also helps with like mixturing and texturing and stuff. Let's get teensy bits of red in here. Just the smallest of amounts that I can grab. Teensy bits of red with what remains of our orange. Let's smooth that transition even a bit more. And my orange. We're just filling in some of the white spaces with some of the colors from the above so I can make the transition seem a little bit less jarring from my red and pinks and stuff to these blue and greens. Because that's a pretty strong transition. And we're gonna go bold with it. Go for some of the darker green. Me. Oh, that was a lot of it. I'm gonna go full blue for this last corner, kind of like my red up in the previous corner. Just boldly blue. I'm sure this isn't super interesting to look at because I'm not showing you my painting. To be fair, I should tell you I did try to set up my camera at a better angle, but I broke it immediately. My camera stand. I immediately disconnected it, which sucks. But that's what we've got. I don't like this space here very much. It looks a little too white. And I think that it looks better from this angle or from this one. So we're going to decide where we're going to paint from. So my general way of going is usually from here to paint a silhouette on top of whatever I have presented. But unfortunately, I don't have much black left, so if we do a silhouette, we'll have to pick something else. And my best bet for how I could do this would be choosing my darkest blue that I can find, and pairing it with like a red for a purple color. I feel like I'm missing a lot of my acrylics. Here are some. Not a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna struggle with this one. Wow, this is completely garbage. A lot of my paints are. because they've been sitting there. Okay, so you know what we have? We have these huge jars of red and blue. I think we can use these to make our dark purple. I wish we had a black that I could add to darken it further, but like I said, there's nothing in these. Oh, well, actually, I don't know how well it'll mix. Ooh, this one, okay. We're going to use this one with the others, and we'll see if we can mix them up. Move these off. As for color names, this one is black. This one is ultramarine again. And this one is permanent red. They're very liquidy, if you can hear that. Okay, try not to make a huge mess here. A little scared I will anyway. Pour that a bit onto here. Okay, not so bad, not so bad. Try to mix in like an equal amount of red. Peel this off again, the hard paint outside. That's not coming off as easy as it did with the blue, and I have obliterated my fingers. Another thing you'll notice is that when I paint, I use my legs as my towel a lot. Okay, push it out anyway. Come on, red. I believe it. Well, there we go. We have a firm amount of red. We might want to add more blue, actually. And some black. So a fair amount of black. We want this to be dark. Okay, we have a brush. This brush right here is from a children's paint set, like a kid's brush. I love it. I use it for mixing and stuff because the bristles are tough as hell. A lot of paintbrushes you have to worry about destroying the bristles. Cause yeah, paintbrushes are pretty fragile. I think we want to add a bit more blue to this. Mix that up and we'll call it. We add a lot of blue. I think that'll get us closer to the color we're looking for here. There we go. Look at that ball of goop. I have no idea how good or bad this is going to look over stream, but okay, now usually before going into painting, I would look up something online that I was kind of looking to imitate, but I think we'll just completely freehand it and style this one. Again, I still have no idea what I'm painting here. Like, I have no actual plan or goal. We're just gonna kind of see what pops up. Okay. I have decided on an eye, it seems like. I started with this circle kind of going up like this, and I was like, are we looking at a cave? What are we thinking? And I turned it sideways, and I was like, this is what we're thinking. Sacrifices must be made. We're gonna thicken that a bit. I don't want it to be so thin. I can see a bajillion ways of messing this up, but we're just gonna see. Ooh, I might take inspiration from one of my older drawings if I see it. It's hard to see from here. Yeah, it's folded over, so I won't be able to see it, but I kind of remember a bit of what it is. It's a little cheesy, because I wrote it when I was much younger, you know. The angsty teen phase and all. What I'm really just doing right now is that I'm thickening this line so you can't see the colors through it as much. I don't want it to be transparent. This stream will probably not be super entertaining, but I like looking back on like old paintings and things, so it'll be fun for me if for no one else. I don't know if we're gonna do a nighttime stream tonight. I'm kind of in a bit of a weird mood today. Not a bad mood, just a strange one. Not entirely sure how I'm feeling. It's like that sometimes when you first like get into a break. You know, after you've been doing something, it's hard to decide what you should do now that you're no longer busy. And I just got out of school, you know, the semester just ended, so. I made a lump in the eye. I'm sad. I'm devastated. Whew, this is difficult because I can only do this once. Don't like it. I'm gonna hate this in the end, aren't I? I'm going to absolutely despise it. So I started drawing the iris and the pupil and stuff. Oof. Okay, smooth that over. Yes, this is the eyelid. That's the eyelid. That's why it's so thick. Yes, yes, intentional. Fully intentional. Anyone who believes otherwise is a fool. A fool. Are we gonna do different colors in it? Probably. I mean, to like really make an iris shine, you kind of need to. But I'm not an expert on that. Kind of doomed myself with this decision. Yes, as I predicted, not a fan. It's like we're going for eyelashes now. Whew. Oh wait, no, I want to use a different brush. This. We're using teeny tiny brush to do eyelashes. Should we? I don't know. That's the professionals. Wow, the answer is no, we should not have. It looks awful. Horrible. Despicably bad. I hate myself. I had everything about this. Why did I decide to do a painting stream? Why did I decide to paint again? How many years has it been? Maybe I was onto something when I stopped. I'm really gonna feel that way once it gets to the end and I have to... I'm really gonna feel that way once it gets to the end and I have to clean up. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. It looks a little better in some parts than it does in others. Maybe it'll look good far away. I mean, that can happen. That happens all the time. Things look better far away. Let's not acknowledge how bad it is right around here, okay? Let's acknowledge how alright it is over here. Hey, Amanda. Good afternoon. Okay, the bigger eyelashes. I'm even less excited for these. Let's use a bigger brush for them. Using the small one was an instant regret. Bigger ones have a bit thicker standing. They're less likely to fall over. And I need you to be thin. tough but thin. Come on. You meet all my criteria at once. I'm not being unreasonable. Okay, this one. This one looks like a goodie for this. Okay, so smaller towards the outside, getting bigger in the middle. Kind of crisscrossing is how they're best done, isn't it? Well, let's see what we can do. Okay, this brush needs to be wet while we're doing this, because if it's not, you get lines like that that are transparent and thick and not fun. Oh, my nose. No, they lean away from the middle. But we do have some crisscross plans, so I should have had them kind of leaning to one side so they looked less awful. This is what we got so far. Yeah, we want them more at an angle than they are. Whatever, I'm a beginner. I've never painted an eye before. I've only drawn them. And even those are alright, I guess. They're not spectacular or anything. Okay, a little bit more here. Flatten it out again. I really like the edge ones. I think I like firmly one half of this eye is better than the other. I wonder if I should try to lean into that and do something with it. That's what we got so far. Final result about. Oh, you know what might help? I'm going to change where my pupil is. Originally, I'd had to plan to keep my pupil facing like forward, but I think we're going to put it right up in this corner. If I'm looking, I'll try to zoom in at my face. If I'm looking up, yes. There we go. And we just have to form the iris around that. So we're going to want a new paintbrush, and we're going back to the thin paintbrush idea. I know it worked so well last time, but since we're drawing a circle, and that's kind of tricky, I'll try to keep it as thin and accurate as possible. Okay. Since it's gonna be like, how far away? Yeah, it's like a fair amount, so it's like we can smooth this out later. Doesn't look pretty, but so we've got. Oh, I'm a dumbass! I'm an idiot! Oh, I'm so mad at myself! Oh, oh. I'm about to go get my medicine and then go get the ring and purchase that jersey. Good luck with that. I hope that it turns out like super pretty and that it fits perfect and everything. I'm so dumb. I'm so stupid. So the problem with this, and why it looks so nuts, is because this is not the eyeball. This is the iris. I drew a second iris in it. And the pupil way up here. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but pupils don't look like that. But I think we're gonna lean into it and see what we can do from here. Oh my goodness. Well, as far as damage control goes, we've completely ruined any chance of this looking like a normal eye. It's just not going to happen anymore. So, I'm gonna add more rings. We have to make that look normal and intentional, so more paint. Yep, I did that on purpose. Look at that. Look at how on purpose that was. Leave me alone. You know, maybe this was for the best. It's not like we could have, like, a perfectly beautiful eye anyway with, the eyelashes I did earlier, so... maybe it's for the best. And I don't think it's turning out horrifically awful. Like, it could be worse, I believe. Here's what we've got. You know, like, I don't think it's that bad. Well, it's certainly not perfect, and it's certainly not the plan. Okay. I think we're gonna add one more line here. Let's paint over that a bit, try to smooth that out. And we'll go around here, continuing the pattern. There we go. Honestly, I'm not too upset about this. I think that it could have turned out a lot worse. Are we feeling anything else for this? I'm kind of scared to mess with it. I should probably write something down here. I've got room, so I probably should. Let's get a easy to control brush, kind of like this one. And let's take it a bit out of the other thing. We're not gonna rinse it, mostly because I don't have a cup of water with me right now. But let's get some black here. Some actual black. And that's what we'll be using to paint this. Okay, we gotta try to keep the font the same the whole time, like the same size. Sorry if I'm dead silent for a hot second. I am full focus mode. When I'm painting letters, gosh, it's so difficult to do. Something that's helped me with scaling my letters. I'll show you for the next one that I do. Okay, so something that's helped with scaling my letters. So I drew the stick for the H first to determine how tall these letters were going to be. And then I drew a line here and a line here, and I knew that this is going to be the top of my S and this was going to be the bottom of my S. Same thing with my E. I knew that it was lowercase, so I did the top of my E here. I drew the middle bar in, and then I did one down here, and then I stretched out to get there. Okay, this one dips below because it's a G. Oh no, I'm gonna run out of space. Hate that when that happens. Space is so limiting when you're... I should have done... Oh well, it's too late now. I should have written she's got up here. Stars. I was trying to go for she's got stars in her eyes, but I think it's gonna end up just being she's got stars. Which will have to be good enough. Maybe I'll write in her eyes on the back in a marker or something. Or, you know what? I have another canvas here. Oh, the problem is that if I was drawing this would be the second painting because the other eye would go here. I don't know, let's see. Actually, I think I do have an idea. What we're gonna do is that this is going to be a painting that goes like right here. And this is going to be a painting that goes up here. Does that make sense? And this painting is going to be an eye, and it's going to say, she's got stars, ... And up here is going to be a painting of a star, and it's going to say, in her eyes. What do you think? Yeah, you think we can do that? That's going to be what we go for. We'll have to go for a similar color palette. But I want to darken it. So we'll go from this. I'll try to continue my red trend there to make it look on purpose. I really should have flipped this. I really should have, so I could transfer into blue. But maybe we can do a mirror where it transfers into blue on the other side. I don't know. I don't know yet. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll do the bright colors, and then I'll make the inside of the star look like a night sky. A's suck, which is hilarious because my name has so many A's in it. Still doesn't look perfect. My writing in paint is not super great. I imagine that's pretty difficult for everyone, okay? Letters are a pretty small thing to paint, I'll tell you. So they're a little crooked. Oh well. It's not the end of the world. Let's thicken this out a bit. Dot. Dot. Oh my goodness, okay. So she's got stars. I'm so happy that we were able to fix the iris mistake to still look like something pretty good. I was worried about that, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, that looks great. Oh my gosh. Okay. These over here. I don't know if we're going to use the same purple black as our Sorry Sky inside of our thing or not. Okay, so here I do actually believe that I should draw out what my star is going to look like at a time. Because otherwise, I don't think this will go super well. Okay, here's one right here. I have pencils all over my room. Oh, okay. See how well we can do this. No. Pretty straight line. So here. Tall, are you pretty centered? I want to move this up a little, so we're gonna erase that. Luckily it'll be painted over. Nope. We have to bend it much more. Let's match that here. Same thing here. It's so off center. I never guessed how difficult it could be to try and draw a star. Let's come put it right here. come down to here and go out like that. Have a starker incline, but end up like that. These need to be sharper in. Wait, okay, so now what I'm trying to do is mirror the bottom one here. So a city inline and goes up like this. If I knew I was going to struggle this much with the frickin' star. Ugh. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do my type of star. So this was the type of star we were trying to draw, but I can't do it. So we're going to draw Alex's type of star. Yay! And we're gonna cheat too. Okay, so we want it kind of like up here. Probably straight you across the bottom. This is going to be the top of the star. Try to get this like the same angle. Okay, the center of my star is too high. So like what I need to do would be move these down a little bit and out a little bit. Like theoretically. If you went to here, you went to here, you guys cross here, and then up to here. Would that be better or worse? I think I like that one more. What I think I want to do is move you a bit further up. Here's a bit further out. die. You die. You die. Will I paint over this cover? Oh, heck yeah, I will. It still is not perfect, but I think that'll play in our favor. Honestly, it looks better like this. What if I... No, it's gonna be like this. Can I copy that effect like this? To do that, what I would have to do is view like up to here. And if we went down like this, further up a bit. Yeah, that's pretty great. We'll strengthen a little bit. Strengthen a little bit. This will have to be good enough. The inside of it's going to be black anyway. Will this show through it all? Will I have to just draw it again on top? I don't know. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. For now, let's get to work. Dark colors. Let's completely renew our orange. We're going to want to bolster our red. That's a different color red. That so is. No, but it can't be. The other one's just dried out a bit. Well, like, we hadn't had most of it during the time. I don't know. Maybe because it was mixed with other colors? Yeah, orange is bolstered. We have red. Yellowish pink coming back. That over there. Phew! Wow, we've been doing this for an hour, which is nice, because sometimes painting streams can end up being short, especially with my style of painting, which is pretty fast and loose. I wonder where I could even put this on my wall. Like, since it's a coordinated painting, it's like impossible to get it right, because they have to be kitty corner to each other, so we're diagonally attached. Don't know if I'll actually be able to. Firm yellow pot right there. What did I have? It was leaf green and a different green that are missing. Here's my leaf green. Ah, it was leaf green and Verdian hue. Bolster my leaf green a bit. Alrighty, now I'm gonna try not to touch the black this time. That's the game. The game is do not touch the black. Okay. We're going for the pale yellowish to the and the reddish, and we're going from this corner up. We're gonna try to paint a mirrored pattern of this here. So this red is going to continue, and then it'll get bluer and greener as it goes this way. So let's start the same as last time with some of this skin color stuff. We're also going to try to avoid the star as we go, because we want to be able to cover that up nicely. There we go. We want some more actual yellow in there with my red. Yeah, that yellow is a very warm color, very fiery. It goes well with the red. The only thing is we gotta make sure not to blend it all into like one color. Okay, I want to spread in some more yellows and maybe a bit of green. That's what we got going on here. That's our mirror image. Some yellows and greens. Okay, let's get some of that green in there. It was darker green, but we'll use our leaf green. We'll use just the tiniest bits that we can get away with. Okay, it's starting to show up a bit. Need a little bit more. I'm almost trying to hide that I'm using the green because it was an accident in the first painting. But it's here, but it's not welcome. And we'll trace some red into that gap. Ooh, not that much red, just a little bit. Just a little itty bit of red mixed with the yellow and the skin color. Wow, that looks awful. Yummy. It's starting to look like the first one. Okay, a little bit more red, because we're gonna blend here. Because this looks kind of like a jarring split from red to yellow. I want it to look a little bit more natural and intentional. Okay, our yellows continue to oranges and reds down here, so let's add some orange, but continue with our yellow. And trace our reds throughout. Spread more red throughout. Have like a pinker color. That's purple. Guess what we didn't have in our first painting? Purple. Not gonna lie, not super proud of how this is going. My yellow, my orange more. Oh, that's why there's my yellow. Orange. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Now let's transfer into my greens firmly. Let's firmly transfer into my greens with my yellows here. Let's kind of trace it back up. I was here the whole time. Sure. Yep. Hello, green. Welcome to the painting. And then do our darker greens is what we gotta do here. Viridian hue, welcome to the party. Are you having fun? I certainly hope you are. That's some yellow here too. Again, all about blending our colors up, making them look natural and integrated, and oh yeah, this is on purpose. Green, mix it with my green here. And then we're gonna use my even darker green to, that's what I'm missing. My ultramarine. There we go. That mixes pretty well, so ultramarine with some viridian. Start digging this one around. Yeah. That's how we're looking. And it'll really be like this. I don't know how I got that other more pink hue on the other one, so I don't know how to replicate it, unfortunately. This one, we can maybe get like a bit of a purpler hue at the end. Let's see if we can pull that off. Let's see if we can get some purple up in here. Make it look intentional and fitting. Yeah, there we go. Slipping some purple in. Okay. Now, the thing about our middle. Our middle, our little star here, is going to be boldly blue-black with maybe, if I can find some white. Do I have some white in here somewhere, anywhere, even slightly a little bit? Yeah, there we go. That, okay, where's my aquamarine? I just kind of tossed it somewhere. Not aquamarine, it's ultramarine, which just means darker aquamarine, I imagine. There it is. Okay. I'll plop that in here. Good amount of that. And we don't want to match it with black, and in fact I'm not actually going to touch the black. What I'm going to do is just kind of steal from the black pool I already have. Yes. There we go. Ooh. Not a pretty color, not gonna lie. Let's scrape that off here. Are you more white on the inside? Yeah, you are. Okay, there we go. Let's use this. Okay, I'm going to bathe you in nighttime and then steal some of this. Ooh, too much white. Okay, let's get the white out of here. Not a fan. We'll stick more firmly to the blue and black. There we go. We'll kind of try to blend that out a bit, that white. I hate it. It's turned my black gray, and I was hoping it would just turn my blue into something a little brighter. Okay, let's try to smooth this out. Try to kind of get it off my canvas as much as I can through this. Get this gray out of here. And we can paint over it with my blue black. There we go. Now let's try again. This time we avoid white like the plague. Make it darker. Oh, this brush is so smooth. I love it. You do want hints of blue in there, as much as we can get away with. And it doesn't need to be perfect either, because the eye isn't perfect, and this is a companion piece, so lean into it being a little bit not so perfect. This purple color that I made earlier, let's add some of that in. Duh, you can't see it. Bummer. So we're mainly sticking with blue black then. There we go. The star might seem a bit boring now. I'll show you it when I'm done. Just you wait. I have a trick. I use it on all of my gorgeous, gorgeous space paintings. We're gonna use it here. It's just a little hack. It's very fun. Texture that out a bit, just to kind of make it less clear that I used lines to make it. Though regardless, it isn't super pretty. Now might be time to try some of that white. I'm gonna kind of blend that out a bit. There we go, that's our star, but it's not done yet. Before we add the final touches to our star, what we're going to do is we're going to draw some little itty bitty friend stars that are hanging out with it. Let's flatten you out so you can do that a bit better. Well, that star's awful and I hate it. But, you know, sometimes things be like that. Smooth this out a bit more for our second star. Let's see if we can make it a little bit less scary. Okay, then one more down here. There we go. Final touches time. Well, not entirely final touches times because I still have to I still have to write the words on it. Okay, so this one is actually something that I need the white for. My white is not great, so that's a bummer. Where did I put it after I used it? I always lose things when I paint. There's so much stuff going on, I cannot keep track of all of it. Or even most of it. Okay, none of those. Pretty sure none over here either. Here it is. Found it. Okay, let's put these back where we put it last time. We'll do a little test of this on my leg to see if it works before we put it on the canvas. Especially since it doesn't really look like it's going to work very well. Oh, it will. Cool, 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 cool. We want some thicker droplets there. You guys get some. It doesn't look perfect, and I've made ones that look better, but that's what we've got. I think this one is the reverse of the opposite of the previous one in that I think it looks much better on camera than it does in real life. Sick. Okay, let's paint our words on there. Okay, let me get my brush that I was using for control, which is U. And we'll use the same purple that we made for the lettering. Okay, she's got stars. I'm gonna determine the height here. Use a lot of paint. It's kind of dried up a bit, so it's not working as great. Bummer. I'm gonna put that here. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, semi-fixed. I think what we're gonna do is the tapping technique. Whoa! Thick globs of paint because it's drying out on me. Try to kind of tap these letters into existence. And we're not going to capitalize it because we didn't capitalize stars, so. Ah, crap. I should have done 3 dots. It would have even fit better. Oh well, ignore me. Make this one a little bit bigger. And here, what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, I know what we're gonna do. I just might need a new brush because this one is suffering. Here, let's see if we can get it off enough to where, might still be able to use it for this. Okay, let's see what we can do. Wow, it looks terrible. Ignore me. All my good ideas are bad ones, and I should never paint. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Adding little details makes things worse. Never attempt to work on a painting if it looks good, because you risk killing it. Okay, one more. Okay. This one. Do this. Okay. So, final result. She's got stars. Let's try to make that the least crooked as possible. And that one moves down to in her eyes. And there's little eyes around the eyes, if you couldn't tell what those were. I like it. I'm pretty proud of them. I think they look pretty dang good. Oh, but I am a mess, and I am exhausted, and we have been streaming for an hour and a half. Ugh. So thank you guys very much for joining me, and I hope you have a great day.